Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the Windward Webinar today. My name is Jennifer, and I'll be your moderator for today's presentation. At the end of the presentation, we will have time for questions, so make sure you enter your detailed question into the question box, and after the presentation, we'll go through and get some answers for you. Anything that might be a little bit off topic or a little bit more complex to answer, we will connect with you afterwards offline, or you can email support@windwardsoftware.com and have your questions answered afterwards. Our presenter today is Abby, and we're going to be discussing preceding, equivalent, and superseding parts. So without further ado, let's get started.
Thank you, Jennifer. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to my presentation. As you can see on the screen, we will be talking about preceding, equivalent, and superseding parts, or the superseding parts feature. Okay. Superseding parts feature provides you with the ability to see related parts that are considered to be preceding, equivalent, or superseding parts of the selected part. This feature functions as an option of inventory control and works with all existing inventory control features, including serial numbers and the virtual warehouse inventory database. This feature integrates with inventory, invoicing, and purchasing modules. This could also be used to provide a list of possible substitutions for any given part. Now, in this manner, this feature could help your clerks quickly and easily locate and sell these equivalent parts in the event that the requested part is not in stock. Okay, now we have two objectives. First is to discuss how superseding parts feature provides you with the ability to see related parts that are considered to be preceding, equivalent, or superseding parts of the selected part, and to discuss how this feature could be used to provide a list of possible substitutions for any given part. So there are three rules for superseding. First is the equivalent. That means the current part and the superseding part are interchangeable. Both should be set to cancel. The can order flag could be used to prevent the ordering of one or the other. This is a possible method of changing your supplier of a common item. So the item from the old supplier could be flagged as can order, no, and cancel, yes. And the item from the new supplier as can order, yes, and cancel, yes. Next is the new supersedes. That means the current part supersedes the part being added. The added part will be marked as being superseded by the current part. This method could be used to force the old supplier's item to be sold before the new supplier's items by setting cancel to no on the new supplier's item and setting the old supplier's item to supersede the new part. And the drawback being when the old supplier's item is out of stock, you cannot sell the new supplier's item until the cancel flag on the new supplier's item is checked. Third is superseded by. That means the current part is superseded by the part being added. The added part will be marked as superseding the current part. Also, the cancel and can order flags can be used to prevent the sale or ordering of each part as required. So this is just the reverse of the new supersedes rule. So before we proceed to our live demonstration, let's just know first the function and purpose of the cancel and can order checkboxes. The cancel checkbox controls whether the part can be sold at the point of sale. If the checkbox is checked, then the part can be sold. If not, then the part is not available at the point of sale. And the can order checkbox controls whether the part can be placed on a purchase order. If the checkbox is checked, then the part can be placed on a purchase order. If not, then the part cannot be placed on a purchase order. And take note that the checkbox settings relate to the current part only. You must set the cancel and can order flags for each inventory part individually. Okay, now we will proceed to our demonstration. So let me pull up my demo here. Okay, first of all, we need to enable the superseding parts feature in the setup wizard to be able to use it. So let's go to the menu, setup tools, and then setup wizard. So that would be under inventory. Okay, option, and then options 1. And then check the checkbox, use superseding parts. So I already checked that off. And we have 3 search options. First option, selecting here. Selecting an item will display any immediate superseding parts linked to that item under the same subcategory only. The second option will display all related parts from different subcategories that can be purchased or sold. The third option will display all related parts from different categories regardless of whether or not they can be purchased or sold. So this search options are referring to the part find window and on the invoice and part find window of the purchase order. Okay, so for this demonstration, I'm going to use the second option. So just close this window to save the changes or to save the settings. So I'm going to minimize this one because it will take a few seconds to close. Okay, now we will use the feature. So I have already created the items from my new suppliers. So here they are. Okay, let's say, okay, here, the 2800A and the 2800C are from my old supplier, and the 2800B and the 2800D items are from my new supplier. So the 2800B, let's say the 2800B is the equivalent part of my 2800A. So to set the 2800B as the equivalent of the 2800A, so you just need to add it, or we just need to edit either of the two. So let's edit the first one, or my item, or my old supplier's item. Okay. And then from here, just go to the superseding parts, click on the add button, and then select equivalent. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna add the 2800B, which is from my new, which is my new supplier's item. So just hit enter. Okay, enter. So here it is. And as per the equivalent rule, both should be set to cancel. And if you want to prevent the ordering of the old supplier's item, just set the can order to no on that item. So cancel is already set for my old supplier's item as well as my new supplier's item. So it's saying, or it's showing a letter Y, so it means yes. And if I want to prevent the ordering of my old supplier's item, I can just, or I would just uncheck the box. Okay. And if you edit or if you open this item from here, this new or 2800B, okay, let's just wait. And if you go to the superseding parts, so it will show also that it is equivalent to the part 2800A. Okay, so here, now let's try to create a, so if I go search that, so it's showing now the equivalent icon. So if I will create an invoice, okay, I'm just gonna use a work order just to make it faster. Okay. All right, so let's say, or let's add 2800A, which is my all suppliers item. And if I click or hit enter, so the system is displaying the equivalent parts of my all supplier item, which is 2800A. So in case your suppliers or your all suppliers item is out of stock, so the system or your clerk will be able to sell the alternative item of the 2800A. So if I'm gonna place an order for my new supplier's item, the 20, sorry, Thomas, okay, and then add new supplier's item. Okay, so the system doesn't, or it's not displaying my old supplier's item because we set the cancel flag to no on that item. And also I used the option or the second option, which is to display all related parts that can be purchased or sold only. So that's it. And let's proceed to our next example. Let me just close that one out here. So this is my old suppliers item and my new suppliers item. So this will replace the 2800C, but I still have, or my old suppliers item still have stocks. And if I want to sell them first before my new suppliers item, I'm gonna have to set cancel to no on my new suppliers item. Okay, so let's do that. And also set my all suppliers item to supersede my new suppliers item. Again, as per the supersedes rule, okay, let me just add that one first. So superseding parts, click on the add button and click new supersedes. So that would be 2800D. Okay, again, as per the new supersedes rule, if you want to sell first the all suppliers item, we need to set cancel no on the new suppliers item. So changing that one to a letter N. Then if you open this one, it reflects the checkbox of the new suppliers item for cancel. Okay, going back. So we have done setting the old suppliers item to supersedes the new suppliers item, and then we will proceed now in creating an invoice. Okay. So now since I am selling first my old suppliers item, so I'm gonna add the 2800C. Okay, there you go. So it doesn't show the 2800D, which is my new suppliers item, because we set the cancel flag to no. So when the time comes that your old suppliers item is out of stock, you need to it's out of stock, and then you need to sell the new suppliers item. You have to set the cancel flag on the new suppliers item to yes, so that your clerks will be able to sell them after the whole suppliers item is out of stock. Okay, so here I need to delete that one. And if in case I'm gonna uncheck the box for my old suppliers item on the can order flag, go to the superseding parts. So this is my old suppliers item, so I'm gonna uncheck that box, so I don't want to order it anymore. And then if we purchase the new suppliers item, okay, so let's say 2800D. Okay, and it doesn't display our or my old suppliers item because we uncheck a box for the can order flag on that item. Okay, I guess that would be all for today's webinar. If you have any questions or clarifications, just write it down on the question box. So while waiting, let me just share you our webinar archives. If you want to sign up for future webinars, or if you want to view our previously recorded events, just go to windwardsoftware.com/webinars. And we have all the available resources in our help center. Just go to windwardsoftware.com/help. And if you want to search our knowledge base or just submit and track support tickets, so just go to support.windwardsoftware.com. And if you want to spin up new employees and have lesson-based topics, just go to academy.windwardoncloud.com. And if you experience the entire system down, unable to take payment, cannot log in into System 5, recovering from a power outage, you can submit an emergency ticket. Just directly go to windwardsoftware.com/emergency. And lastly, if you want to get guidance from one of our professional services specialists, just contact your account manager for a quote or go to windwardsoftware.com/professional services. Okay, so we are now in the Q&A portion.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Abby. I don't see any questions yet, so if you have anything that you'd like to ask, please enter it into the question box. And I'll just remind you guys, our next webinar is October 20th. We'll be discussing contract pricing and price schedule exemptions, so that will be a great topic to cover. Okay, well, if we don't have any questions this afternoon, Abby, you did a great job presenting, and we'll just end it there then. If you have anything that you want to add afterwards, you can email support@windwardsoftware.com, and a technician can help you answer your questions. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you again, Abby. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
Have a great day, one.